Hey everybody, my name's Carly and today I am here to bring you my May wrap-up. These are going to be all the books that I read in the month of May, and for the month of May I read a total of 7 books, which is quite a lot of books. And May was also the month of contemporary because I read a lot of young adult contemporary this month. So let's just get started. The first book I read for this month was Mosquito Land by David Arnold. It follows this girl named Mim who all of a sudden her parents suddenly get a divorce. Her dad gets remarried like right after the divorce, and then she is forced to move from Ohio to Mississippi to live with her dad and her new stepmother, and she is not happy about any of it. And then suddenly she overhears her dad and stepmother talking about how her mom is sick, and she doesn't know any specifics, so she steals her stepmother's hidden money and decides to go up back to Ohio to see her mom. It wasn't quite what I was expecting. They're definitely putting a trigger warning for sexual assault and pedophilia because there was a bit of that towards the beginning, which again was not what I was expecting when I picked this book up. It was enjoyable. It was just okay. I wasn't completely blown away by it. So, yeah, let's get it. The second book I read for this month was The Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson. I do have a book talk on this, so I'll leave that linked down below if you want to know more about it. But it follows this girl named Andy in the summer between her junior year and her senior year, and she just has to deal with life and friends, and she meets a boy named Clark, and so it deals with her relationship with that, and her dad is a congressman who's under investigation, so he's at home, and so it deals with her relationship with her dad. And it was very cute. It was very easy to read. It was very enjoyable. I really, really liked this, if you couldn't tell. But it was super good. If you're looking for a good, just easy, fun, quick, summer contemporary read, I highly recommend this. I loved it. The next book I read was Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin Alire Sainz. My Spanish is horrible. This follows Aristotle and coincidentally his friend Dante from the summer of 87 to like 88, I think, and it just kind of follows Aristotle kind of coming into himself. It's a great coming of age story, and it just kind of follows him along as he deals with his parents and like his relationship and his friendship with Dante. It does have a queer relationship. Aristotle and Dante do become a couple in this, and it was really cute. I really enjoyed it. It was a very quick read. It's very heavy on the dialogue, which helped make it a really quick read, something to get through. I love the relationship he had with his parents. It very much reminded me of the relationship I have with mine. His relationship with Dante, really great to read too, and just all the characters. I loved them all quite a bit. The next book I read I don't actually have on me because I just lent it out to my friend, but it was Geekerella by Ashley Poston. Again, I have a book talk on this one, so I'll leave that linked down below as well. And it's a Cinderella retelling in modern times with a fandom-y twist. But if you really like fandoms, conventions, just nerdy stuff, and you like retellings, even if you don't like retellings, I would highly check out. It was so good, super cute, and just my love for conventions and fandoms was just like, I was feeling it when I was reading that book the entire time. So, I recommend it, definitely. The fifth book I read this month was The Upside of Unrequited by Becky Arbitelli. Very recent new coming book, but I jumped on the bandwagon because I really liked Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda, which is also by Becky Arbitelli. It's her first book, and I really liked that. In my copy, it came with a little, like the first chapter of this book, and I was already drawn into it, and so I needed to read it. Though I will admit, by the time I got to this book, I was like all contemporary out. It took a little bit for me to be able to get into it, but that said, it was super cute. I mean, I really liked Simon versus the Homo Sapiens, and I really liked this. It was very, I mean, if you liked Simon, I think you're gonna like The Upside of Unrequited. It follows Molly, who she's had 26 crushes and no boyfriends, and suddenly her twin sister gets her first girlfriend, and so it deals with Molly possibly having two guys who are interested with her, and her dealing with her feelings towards kind of feeling a little bit left out now that her twin sister has a girlfriend. And it was super cute. I loved Molly's journey, the way her like anxiety feelings I could totally relate to, her feelings toward her sister and her sister getting a girlfriend, her first relationship, I could totally relate to as well. So I really, really enjoyed that. And I think it's pretty obvious which one she's going to end up with, but it's the one I wanted her to end up with, so I'm not complaining. So cute, so great, so easy, super sweet. I loved it. And if you've seen it around, the diversity in this was awesome as well. So great. The sixth book I read this month was a reread for me, though I haven't read it in years, but it was Chasing Vermeer by Blue Ballet. I love this book. It's like a middle grade mystery book where it follows these two kids, Calder and Petra, who are two sixth graders who kind of get drawn in when this Vermeer painting goes missing, and they kind of have sort of like mystical experiences which lead them to finding the painting, and it's super exciting. I love the writing. I love the characters. I love the story. And like when I originally read this back when I was like, I think right around the time this first came out, I loved it. It was so exciting. And even then as an adult now, it's still super exciting. Plus, it's illustrated by Brett Helquist, who also did the series of Unfortunate Events illustrations. And I love his work so much. So it was always such a pleasure to read this book and then come across his artwork while I'm reading it. I mean, that's always super fun. And it's also quick. Like, it took me a couple days to read this, but I think I was just going very slowly because I hit a bit of a slump. But the next one, which is the last book I read in the month of May, was The Wright 3 by Blue Ballet. I read this in a day, like literally like 2.5 hours. So both of these, super quick reads. Which leads me to my last book I read, which once again is The Wright 3 by Blue Ballet. It's the second book. It follows right after Chasing Vermeer, and again follows Calder and Petra, but also adds in Calder's friend Tommy, who has just recently moved back to Hyde Park. And it deals with the three of them trying to work out how to be friends together, because Petra and Tommy don't really get along. But once again, they get kind of swept up into this art mystery where the Robbie house, which is a house built by Frank Lloyd Wright, is about to be cut up into pieces and donated to museums because no one's living in the house and it's such in disarray, and the college that owns it is just not able to pay for it anymore. So the three of them get kind of swept up into trying to save the house so that it doesn't get chopped up into pieces and sold off to museums around the world. And ultimately they do. But once again, I read this in a day, super quick middle grade mystery novel. And again, it's illustrated by Brett Helquist, so like coming along the illustrations was always so much fun. I love these books. That's what I read in the month of May. I think I did pretty good, though I will admit I think I maybe overdid it with the contemporary, because at the beginning of May I was really in a contemporary mood, and then by the time I hit Upside of Unrequited I was like ready for some fantasy in my life. But they were all super good. I am not disappointed really with any book I read this month. I gave it all pretty good reviews. I had a good reading month. What did you guys read this month? Did you read any of those books? Did you read anything different? I'd like to know. And if you like what you saw, you can always hit the subscribe button. And I will see you guys later. Bye!